Greetings. This is Doc Ock coming at you live and direct from Black Facts Headquarters Central today. Another day, another holla. That's right, we're here to holler at you one more time with another rhyme and the continuation of our story. The Queen of Sheba and her only son, Menelik. Absolutely. Coming out of the book that we call in Ethiopia, the Kebra Nagast, otherwise known as the Glory of the Kings. That's right, the Glory of the Kings. So this story is so important that it validates everything about the emperors of Ethiopia, going all the way back 3,000 years. We're talking about a 3,000-year Solomonic dynasty in Ethiopia. A 3,000-year Solomonic dynasty. Now, I just want y'all to just think about that for a minute. What exactly does that mean? Considering the fact that we live in a country where the country is only 200 years old. What would it be like if this country had been here for 3,000 years? Yeah, what would the difference be in terms of the cultural impact that it would have had on the world, etc.? So just think about that for a minute as we go ahead and begin to go through our story today. But before we get to it, we always have a few, what do we call them? Housekeeping chores that need to be done. And we want to start off today. First housekeeping chore we want y'all to do today is to go ahead and give us a like if you're watching on Facebook. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching this on YouTube. And last but not least, make sure to spread the word, the gospel of Black Facts, far and wide. Let everybody know from coast to coast without a boast that we're here doing it without, what is the word for it? Without a toast. Yep. So just let everybody know what we're doing over here. That'll be excellent because we are doing it all for you and yours by presenting these old-timey stories that you won't hear anywhere else. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and read our proverb of the day. And let's see what we got for today. We're down to the last few. We're winding this. Oh, wow, we got a whole page of them here. All right. Here's a real short one, but a sweet one. Even the night has ears. Even the night has ears. All right, so I want y'all to think on that one for a minute. Even the night has ears. And that is a proverb from Tanganyika. Right. In the area of the world we used to call Tanganyika. Tanganyika today is a part of Tanzania, the nation state of Tanzania. So that includes Tanganyika and Zanzibar. Combine them together and you get Tanzania. All right. So enough said. Let's go ahead and move on and groove on. We're just about ready here. Just about got everything in place. We're just queuing up our slideshow for today. We've got a special presentation today. Every day we have a special presentation, but today's is extra special because we're gonna bring in some of the pages, some pages that you would see if you had an original copy of the Kebra Nagast. Now, these are not the exact pages, but the pages would look like these. So as we go through our slides and you're seeing the images of the Queen of Sheba and Solomon and how they interacted with each other, etc., you're also going to see interspersed these pages from an Ethiopian book written on parchment. And parchment is basically animal skin. So the pages are written on parchment, not on paper. And so sometimes you'll notice that they look a little different than pages that are written on paper. but these are very ancient scripts, and they go back more than 1,000 years. So think on that. Okay, all written out by hand, no machines involved. This is all human effort. All right, so if we're ready, we're going to go ahead and transition to our slideshow and begin to tell our story for today. Let's see what we got today. All right. How his father blessed his son. Chapter 49 of the Kebra Nagast. Chapter 49 of the Kebra Nagast. Now I got to fix something here. Just a slight discrepancy. All right, fix that right there. Now we should be good. Hopefully that'll be perfect. All right, now, well, still not quite perfect, but it's close enough. It'll work. All right, meanwhile, let's get it on. Yep, there we go. Chapter 49, how his father blessed his son. And then the king of Ethiopia rose up to depart to his country, and he came to his father that he might pray on his behalf. And he said unto him, bless me, father. And he, And he said unto him, bless me, father. And he made obeisance unto him. And the king raised him up and blessed him and embraced his head and said, blessed be the Lord my God, who blessed my father David and who blessed our father Abraham. May he be with thee always and bless thy seed even as he blessed Jacob, and made his seed to be as many as the stars of heaven and the sand of the sea. And as Abraham blessed Isaac my father, even so shall thy blessing be the dew of heaven and the spaciousness of the earth. And may all animals and all the birds of the heavens and all the beasts of the field and the fish of the sea be in subjection unto thee. Be thou full and not lacking in fullness. Be thou perfect and not lacking in perfection. Be gracious and not obstinate. Be in good health and not suffering. Be generous and not vindictive. Be pure and not defiled. Be righteous and not a sinner. Be merciful and not oppressive. Be strong. Be merciful and not oppressive. Be sincere and not perverse. Be long-suffering and not prone to wrath. And the enemy shall be afraid of thee, and thine adversaries shall cast themselves under the sole of thy foot. And my lady Zion, the holy and heavenly, the tabernacle of the law of God, shall be a guide unto thee at all times, a guide in respect of what thou shouldst think in thy heart, and shouldst do with thy fingers, whether it be far or near to thee, whether it be low or high to thee, whether it be strong or weak to thee, whether it be outside or inside thee, whether it be visible or invisible to thee, whether it be to thee in the house or in the field, whether it be from or near to thee, whether it be hidden from or revealed to thee, whether it be secret or published abroad to thee, unto thee, our Lady Zion, the holy and heavenly, the pure tabernacle of the law of God shall be a guide. And David was blessed, and he made obeisance and departed forthwith. Keep in mind, David in this case is Menelik. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you'll see in front of you right now the image of Menelik II from the Budweiser Beer Calendars series that was done on Black culture and history. Okay, they did a whole series on Black history and had African American artists do the artwork. And so there, what you see right now is a color rendition of what Menelik, a close rendition of what Menelik II actually looked like. And we're talking about Menelik I, otherwise known in this story as David. Chapter 50, how they bade farewell to his father and how the city mourned. And they bade the king farewell and departed. And first of all, they set Zion by night upon a wagon together with a mass of worthless stuff and dirty clothes and stores of every sort and kind. And when all the wagons were loaded and the masters of the caravan rose up and the horn was blown and the city became excited and the youths shouted loudly, awesomeness crowned it and grace surrounded it. In other words, Zion. And the old men wailed and the children cried out and the widows wept and the virgins lamented because the sons of their nobles, the mighty men of Israel, had risen up to depart. But the city did not weep for them alone. But the city did not weep for them alone, but because the majesty of the city had been carried off with them. And although they did not know exactly that Zion had been taken from them, they made no mistake in their hearts, and they wept bitterly. And they were then even as they were when God slew the firstborn of Egypt. There was not a house wherein there was not wailing, from man even to the beast. The dogs howled and the asses screamed, and all those who were left there mingled their tears together. It was as though the generals of a mighty army had besieged the great city and had captured it by assault and looted it and taken its people prisoners and slain them with the edge of the sword. Even thus was that city of Zion, Jerusalem. And King Solomon was dismayed at the weeping and outcry of the city. And he looked out from the roof of the palace, the fort of the king's house, and saw the whole city weeping and following them. And as a child whom his mother hath removed from her breast and left, followeth in her footsteps, crying out and weeping, even so did the people cry out and weep, and they cast dust upon their heads, and they shed tears with their eyes. And when Solomon saw the majesty of those who had departed, he was deeply moved, and he trembled, and his bowels quaked, and his tears fell drop by drop upon his apparel. And he said, woe is unto me, for my glory hath departed, and the crown of my splendor hath fallen, and my belly is burned up, because this my son hath departed, and the majesty of my city and the freemen, the children of my might, are removed. From this moment our glory hath passed away, and our kingdom hath been carried off unto a strange people who know not God. Even as the prophet saith, the people who have not sought me have found me. From this time forth the law and wisdom and understanding shall be given unto them. Unto them. And my father prophesied concerning them, saying, Ethiopia shall bow before him, and his enemies shall eat the dust. And in another place he saith, Ethiopia shall stretch out her hands unto God, and he shall receive her with honor, and the kings of the earth shall praise God. And in a third place he said, behold, the Philistines and the Tyrians and the people of Ethiopia, who were born without the law shall be given unto them, and they shall say unto Zion, our mother, because of a man who shall be born. Will this man then be my son who is begotten of me? How he said unto Zadok the priest, go and bring the covering or clothing which is upon it. In other words, Zion. Now that's the beginning of the next chapter. We're going to close off right here, and we'll return to this theme tomorrow. Okay, that'll be chapter 51. Like I said, we're getting pretty close. We only have, I don't know, we probably got about 10 more chapters to do. So we got a few more days to go. It looks as though it's going to take us one whole month. We didn't plan on it taking a month to finish off this story, but it looks like that's what it's going to take. So we're going to do what it takes, because this time we're going to read, we're not reading the whole book. We're just reading the story of the of Sheba and Solomon. We're just trying to give you the nugget, the kernel, the essence of the story of Sheba and Solomon, and give you an idea of what the import or the impact of that story has been historically on the Western world in particular. Those that are Christians were deeply affected by these historical events that actually occurred. Now, if you can read in a whole lot of places, they'll try to slough all this stuff off as being a fairy tale, a myth, and a fable. However, they're also at the same time doing archaeological digs, and one of them just recently was able to unearth one of the oldest churches, if not the oldest church, a Christian church in Africa, that dates all the way back to 300 CE. Yeah, we're no longer using AD. I know y'all probably still learning that in school, but we're using CE, the Christian era. Okay, same thing the Smithsonian is using. So totally valid since they're using it, right? Meanwhile, we're clocking out here. This is Doc Ock at noon and 9. We're signing off, but we will be black tonight. And I believe we should be able to finish off Abraham Hannibal and the Raiders of the Sands. And whether we do or whether we don't, we will still be here reading more, relating more stories dealing with Ethiopian culture and history as we come upon the 129th Earth Day of His Imperial Majesty, the conquering line of the tribe of Judah, ruler of the 3,000-year Solomonic dynasty of Ethiopia, Haile Selassie I, Jah Rastafari. That's where we're headed. We're heading up that trail. So be here so you can know the whole story. Okay? What do they say? When you get on the stand, they want you to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Boom. There you go. That's what we're doing right here. So be here for more tonight at 9 EST. That's Eastern Standard Time. Peace out without a doubt. We'll be black tonight. Of course, without even saying it, you know when I say peace, I'm talking about peace with justice. Because anything less disgusts us, and we don't like being disgusted. Although we do like being discussed. So please make sure to give us a like, subscribe to the our Black Facts YouTube channel, Tubular Black Facts, and of course, go forward in peace.